So today's topic is plant evolution, and so we want to see how we got from this algae over here to, which is aquatic, algae live in the water, all the way to this majestic, beautiful oak tree, which is terrestrial, lives on land. So how did we get from this very simple, small organism to this huge one that can support itself on land? That's really our question today. And first we want to put in the bigger perspective. Here's a bit of a review, this bigger context of life. So here we are, the animals here, and here are plants. And then we've got all these little groups here called protists. And this means that they, you can see that they each evolved from different lineages, and yet they're all called protists. And we call groups like this poly, meaning many, polyphyletic, meaning they have many different ancestral lineages, whereas both plants and animals, these are what we would call monophyletic, meaning they have one, each of them has one common ancestor for all of the animals, one common ancestor for all of the plants. Now they share that common ancestry with one lineage of protists, and it's that protist lineage, algae, this simple green algae. Oops. Can't seem to go back here. Hold on a second. So plants evolved from those algae ancestors, and those algae ancestors formed a green carpet. I want you to imagine these edges of lakes and coastal salt marshes with lots of these green algae that are simple and that may be competing for sunlight, maybe falling prey to invertebrates that eat them. And so slowly some of them start to colonize the land nearby. Some start to colonize land where there is less competition, fewer predators. But in the water, they could release their eggs and sperm into the water where they would meet and form a zygote and presumably not dry out. In water, again, these algae could be buoyant and could get their oxygen and carbon dioxide by diffusion from the water surrounding them. So they had it pretty easy in the water, and to get to this place on land where there were fewer competitors, less predators, would need to have these different adaptations. And so what sorts of adaptations would be needed for plants to colonize land? That's our next, going to be our next video. Before we get to that next video, we're going to take a pause here, and you can watch, if you haven't already, the Bozeman video on plant evolution. So we'll stop here and rejoin, starting with going over these adaptations a little more closely.